All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. 365, we making up plays. You talking the game, get you to the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety, topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. In the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays.
All right, what's happening, everybody? Welcome to Easy Money, a sports betting show, Monday, August 7th, 2023. I'm Chris Gonzalez, joined by Tony Gonzalez. How's it going?
Oh, going pretty good. Going pretty good. Well, other than Reds have been sucking lately.
Yeah.
They've lost what now? 5 straight?
Yeah.
So 6. 6.
Is it 6? Oh,
It's
5 or
6.
6.
I think it's 6. But luckily, they're only a game and a half out. They're tied with the Cubs now, I think. Game and a half out of first.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on.
We're not doing anything really well right now. Everything's kind of falling apart. I was worried about that, but hey, it's still a long season. But maybe we can, we're not 7 games back. We're a game and a half. So hopefully they can get going again.
Yeah, we're starting to look like the team that we looked like at the beginning of the year instead of the team we looked like about the rest of the season about a month after a month into the year.
We've had a couple injuries. One of our outfielders and, of course, our second baseman got injured. And I just hope we can maintain till we get some of the pitching back. Our pitching's starting to falter a little bit. They did really well there for a while. But you can't expect your 6th and 7th options to probably carry the load, they've done a great job. I'm not putting anybody down, but it's, we got to get those guys back and see if we can get going again.
Yeah. Losing Fraley hurt too.
Yeah, lost Fraley and lost her.
Losing India hurts as well,
yeah. But well, it hurts your depth. They had good depth on the bench, and now you've got 2 injuries there. Now you're playing some of your depth off the bench starting now, so it changes things definitely. I think it's time to move. And I heard, I never can think of his name. The guy was a pitcher for the Reds, and he does commentary, and he he felt like it was time to make a switch. To move De La Cruz out of the first spot and maybe back to the 3rd or 4th spot. Yeah, they did that change for a reason, and it worked for a little while. I think it's time to change things up again. I kind of agree with
him. I do in a way. What's it going to hurt to change it? Can't get no worse than what we've been doing, but there's also, if you look at these games we've lost, it's not all because we're not scoring runs either. There's games we're scoring we scored 6, 7, 8, 9 runs and still lost the game.
Yeah.
Especially in that series against the Cubs. Our offense necessarily wasn't the problem in that one. Now against the Nationals, our offense wasn't there as much.
And the pitching wasn't really good.
Well, I think what that's really hurt the Reds, and from what I've seen, is it's like we're starting to. Earlier in the season, we weren't relying on the home run. Yeah, if we hit a home run, good, but we were getting runs other ways with our base run and with getting base hits, and that, it seems like since the All Star break that we're relying a lot. We're trying to hit more home runs. Like we're relying on getting that big home run to where I felt like earlier in the year we wasn't. We were it was more if the home run came great, but we were like I said, manufacturing runs, finding ways to uh, score runs, whether it was with base running or bunts. Sometimes it just seems like here lately it's been more about trying to get that long ball, and we've seen a lot of well hit balls that barely miss being home runs. Where earlier in the year, I think we were seeing guys hit for more of base hits
Yep.
than just going for home runs all the time.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you. I think that's could be a little bit of the problem.
Didn't have too bad of a weekend on my picks. I went 3-2 in baseball and 4-2 in the UFC. On 3-2 on Friday in baseball and 4-2 on Saturday in the UFC.
Let's see. Okay, I went. Overall, I went 5-4, counting all my picks. No, I'll take that back. 6-4, counting now because I had Paul.
Hell, the best punch I saw over the weekend wasn't even in the UFC or boxing. It was in baseball. So, dude, get knocked out, man. Here's my thing: if you're going to square, if you're going to square, be the guy that squares up first, especially if you're in a situation like that where you're, I mean, thousands and thousands of people are watching. If you're going to be the guy to square up first, you can't get knocked the fuck out.
Yeah.
And Anderson squared up like he was really going to do something. And man, that did not go as planned at all for him. And he landed a couple good punches, and all of a sudden, boom, got him with that big right. Got him with that right. That's all it took. All right. Give me 1 second here and we'll jump into today's games. How's it going, Glenn? Glenn trying to get back home.
Trying to get home. Hey, Glenn, what do you think of SummerSlam?
Why is this not? Well, there it is. Easier to find if you look at the right page. He said doing great. Fever last game was or lost game was fun. Greatest heel turn ever.
I mean, I think a lot of people are upset because they didn't expect it. A lot of people want to be able to call it, want to be able to know. I think some people are that way.
I liked it. Like I said,
too.
which we'll talk about it more tonight. But it wasn't what I expected. I thought somebody was going to come out, but it wasn't. I wasn't thinking Jimmy.
Yeah, I think the only thing too is that final match was a good match, but lately they've been putting on probably the best match of the show, and I thought there was other matches on the show might have been a little better than that match, but it still was a good match. Not that I was saying it was a bad match. I thought it was solid. I liked it. I loved the heel turn, but there was some really good hard hitting matches on that show. I thought.
No, I agree. All right. Give me one. All right, but we got a pretty good slate of baseball games today. That's the main thing going on right now. NFL getting ready. We're just a few weeks away from the NFL regular season.
Yep.
I know you got preseason. I think kicking off this week. Now after you had the Hall of Fame game last week. Oh, let's see, we're on the right. Yep, we're on the right one. Or no, we're not. Get on the right page here. There we go. All right, my first game for tonight that I like is going to be the Marlins and the Reds. Marlins are 1.5 run favorites on the road, minus 144 on the money line. The Reds are plus 122 on the money line. Over under for this game is at 10.5 runs. The Marlins are 58-55 on the season, 24-31 on the road. On the mound for the Marlins tonight will be Perez. He's 5-3 with a 2.36 ERA. Marlins are 1-4 over their last 5 games, hitting .264 as a team on the season with a 4.18 team ERA. The Reds are 59-55 on the season, 28-29 at home. The Reds will have Williamson on the mound tonight. He's 3-2 with a 4.85 ERA. The Reds are 0-5 over their last 5 games, hitting .251 as a team on the season with a 4.87 team ERA. The Reds do lead the season series versus the Marlins 2-1. So they've played one series this season with the Reds winning that series earlier in the year. I look for the Reds to get back on track. Hopefully we can hit the ball, get out to a lead. But I say that, but we've done that a couple games over the last 5 we lost. Yep. But I think the more important thing is for our pitching not to give up nothing in that first inning. Let's get out of that first inning without giving up any runs. Yeah. And I think if we can get out of them first couple innings without giving up any runs, the Reds will have a good shot. So I'm gonna go with the Reds at the plus 1.5. You getting good value there at home, plus 1.5. I think if they do lose, it's going to be a close game, but I think the Reds are going to bounce back, get back on track tonight. Hopefully, get back on one of them winning streaks. Yeah, Glenn, I saw you had some good seats.
You did
for the Fever.
Well, you said get on a winning streak. I would love that. Get on a 6-7 game win streak, but at the very least, like you said before, we got to start winning series again. Well, we ain't done that in a while. We got to get back to that.
No, I agree. But it'd be nice to after this losing streak, win 4 or 5 in a row. But yeah, we definitely need to start winning some series. Next game I like is the Minnesota Twins at the Detroit Tigers. The Twins are 1.5 run favorites. They're minus 166 on the money line. The Tigers are plus 140 on the money line. Over-unders at 8.5 runs. The Twins are 59-54 on the season, 26-30 on the road. On the mound for the Twins tonight will be Lopez. He's 6-6 with a 4.01 ERA. The Twins are 4-1 over their last 5 games, hitting .238 as a team on the season with a 3.84 team ERA. The Tigers are 49-62 on the season, 23-32 at home. On the mound for the Tigers will be Wentz. He's 2-9 with a 6.37 ERA. The Tigers are 2-3 over their last 5 games, hitting .232 as a team on the season with a 4.54 team or 4.50 team ERA. The Tigers lead the season series versus the Twins 4-3. I like the Twins here on the money line. Twins have been playing good baseball. Tigers are a team that's been struggling, and the Twins have the better pitcher on the mound tonight. Next game for me, Kansas City Royals, Boston Red Sox. The Red Sox are 1.5 run favorites, minus 198 on the money line. The Royals are plus 166 on the money line. Over-under for this game is at 9.5 runs. The Royals are 56-77 or 36-77, excuse me, on the season, 15-41 on the road. On the mound for the Royals is Regaris. He's 3-3 with a 4.33 ERA. The Royals are 3-2 over their last 5 games, hitting .238 as a team on the season with a 5.21 team ERA. The Red Sox are 57-54 on the season, 30-26 at home. On the mound for the Red Sox is Bello. He's 8-6 with a 3.79 ERA. Red Sox are 1-4 over their last 5 games, hitting .263 as a team on the season with a 4.38 team ERA. I like the Red Sox here on the money line. They're the better baseball team. They have the better pitcher on the mound, and they're at home. And Red Sox have been pounding the ball there in Fenway. So I'm going to go with Boston on the money line. My next game, New York Yankees at the Chicago White Sox. The Yankees are 1.5 run favorites. They're minus 154 on the money line. The White Sox are plus 138 on the money line. Over under for this game is at 7.5 runs. The Yankees are 58-54 on the season, 23-26 on the road. They will have Garrett Cole on the mound tonight, who is 10-2 with a 2.64 ERA. The Yankees are 3-2 over their last 5 games, hitting .231 as a team on the season with a 3.95 team ERA. The White Sox are 45-68 on the season, 23-29 at home. They will have Cease on the mound, who's 4-5 with a 4.61 ERA. White Sox are 2-3 over their last 5, hitting .238 as a team on the season with a 4.61 team ERA. I like the Yankees here on the money line with Cole on the mound. Yankees have the better pitcher on the mound. Thing for the Yankees is going to be, can they score runs? That's been their biggest problem this season. It hasn't been so much their pitching. It's been more of being able to produce runs. And in my last game of the night, Texas Rangers at the Oakland Athletics. The Rangers are 1.5 run favorites, minus 235 on the money line. The Athletics are plus 194 on the money line. Over under for this game is set at 9 runs. The Rangers are 66-46 on the season, 26-26 on the road. The Rangers are on the mound for the Rangers, is Dunning. He's 9-4 with a 3.14 ERA. Rangers are 5-0 over their last 5 games, hitting .272 as a team on the season with a 4.11 team ERA. The Athletics are 32-80 on the season, 17-39 at home. On the mound for the Athletics is Walchuk. He's 2-7 with a 6.52 ERA. The Athletics are 2-3 over their last 5 games, hitting .223 as a team on the season with a 5.84 team ERA. The Rangers lead the season series versus the Athletics 5-2. I like the Rangers here at the minus 1.5. I think the Rangers win this game pretty big. And if you're going to take this game, unless you're maybe if you're using a parlay, you might do it at the minus 235, but minus 235 is a little too rich for me, so I'm gonna go at the minus 1.5 on the run line. So my picks for Major League Baseball today: Reds plus 1.5, Twins money line, Red Sox money line, Yankees money line, and the Rangers at the minus 1.5.
Okay, my parlay for tonight for Major League Baseball. I have Minnesota money line at Detroit. I've got Atlanta money line at Pittsburgh. I've got the Blue Jays money line at Cleveland. I've got the Yankees money line at the White Sox. I've got Kansas City at Boston, and I'll take Boston money line. That's my parlay for tonight for Major League Baseball.
So I think there's like 12 games tonight. Just a pretty good slate of Major League Baseball games for tonight.
They've got a game getting ready to start here in just a few minutes. About 4 o'clock, I think. 4:10, San Diego and Dodgers.
San Diego's going to win today.
Oh, don't. Don't say that. Somebody liable to hurt himself.
If I remember right, I think San Diego has the pit advantage on the pitching matchup today. If I remember correctly.
I think they're the favorite, ain't they?
Yep. Yeah, they were a slight favorite today. Yes, they were definitely a slight favorite today.
Just seen him post a thing about the NFC that Philadelphia was the favorites to win it. The NFC, I forget the number. It was plus something, and then, but now I don't remember the second favorite. But the third favorite was Dallas to win the NFC. Oh, San Francisco, I think, was the second favorite.
San Francisco,
if I remember right, I think it was.
I'm looking forward to the season. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. I'm interested in what the Colts look like because, like I said, I'm expecting that they're going to start Richardson, so I want to see what he looks like and
definitely have some concerns with the running back position with Taylor. I don't know what he's going to do, and I don't know. I don't like it at all.
One said Dodgers ain't winning. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what they do at the running back position as well. I think Taylor's going to be the running back this year as well. I think he's going to end up playing. It'd be just a stupid move for him not to play. I mean, he just don't have a whole lot of leverage in the situation that he's in right now. You're under contract, and if you don't play, you can put yourself in the situation where this year don't mean nothing. Next year you're in the same exact situation, and they can still franchise tag you 2 more years. So, I think, and I know there's a chance they can franchise tag him next year, but right now his best thing is to play this year because if you play this year and you don't try, you're hurting yourself for other teams. So, I think he's going to. Amos said Taylor getting traded to Chicago.
I believe that's what you want to happen. I understand that.
And they might end up trading him. I don't think they trade it. If they do trade him, I think it'll be after the season.
I think if they trade him, they're going to get a lot out of him, or they're not going to trade him.
But my thing is, how big of a trade market is it really going to be for him? Because none of these other running backs are getting signed, and who's going to want to trade for a guy that? Because when you trade him, you're going to have to pay him. Because why is he mad and want to leave Indianapolis now? Because he don't have a new contract yet, and he's still under contract for this year. It wasn't like his contract was up and they're franchise tagging him. That can come next year maybe, but this year, I mean, it shouldn't even been a discussion about a contract, or not even, maybe not a discussion about contract, but shouldn't be no discussion on whether he's going to be playing or not. And you got Dalvin Cook is still out there. You got all these running backs aren't getting paid. So how big of a trade market is there going to be for a guy that you could trade for? And he's going to be on then when he gets there, he's not going to be happy unless you give him a contract. Yeah. And if we're not giving these other running backs contracts, why are we going to give Jonathan Taylor a contract all of a sudden? There's going to be a big market for him, for a guy that didn't have a very good year last year. I'm not saying it was all his fault. He didn't have a good year last year. He had some injuries. Team was bad. But it ain't like he's coming off a year where he just lit it up.
No, that's the other thing. It ain't like he had 1,700 yards rushing. I mean, I'm not putting him down. I love John Taylor.
Taylor. I like John Taylor too.
I loved him before they ever. I loved him in college, and I was, how excited I was when we got him. Couldn't believe that we got him where we got him at. So, I hope they get it worked out because I think he could be a huge part of the Colts having a chance to win anything in the future. And I definitely don't want him to leave, but I don't think he's handling things right now the right way. That's just my opinion.
My opinion on Taylor is he's letting he's taking some bad advice from his new agent. Everything was fine. He was going to play this season out, or he's going to play this season. He wasn't worried about the contract till next year. Now that was in April, like April, May, somewhere around there. Now all of a sudden you get toward the end of July, which we're in August now, but toward the end of July is all of a sudden now he wants paid, he wants traded, all this, and the only thing that's changed since then is he got a new agent. So I don't know what this agent is feeding him. Hopefully this agent has something worked out that is going to be able to take care of. You know what I mean? He's going to give him what he wants, but. Yep. I think it's a bold strategy the way they're doing it.
Well, it could have been the new agent. It could have been the reason he left the other agent because family and friends would be telling Taylor he should be getting more money now, and maybe that agent tried to tell him no, and he went and got a new agent that's going to listen to him. You know, agents. So yeah, I'll take it. You know, so we don't know the whole story, but there's something there in his change of attitude.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely something has happened to change because I guess you're right. It could be. I didn't really look at it that way. I looked at more of the agent in his ear, but I guess it could have been family or somebody's ear, and he decided, or a friend, and he changed agents because of that.
Yeah, that's something I thought of
as well. So I mean,
I don't feel like Cook or Eckler's any more injury prone than Taylor. Taylor was hurt last year. I'm not putting Taylor down. I'm just saying that then Cook and Eckler are older. That's definitely a factor, but they're also on their they're older and are trying to get their second part of the contract.
Yeah,
where Taylor's not even eligible right now. I mean, they can renegotiate if they want to. They don't have to.
They might understand a little older. I wouldn't say they're very injury prone. I mean,
Eckler had a hell of a year last year.
Yeah,
look at his numbers.
And Cook has had some good years.
Yes.
As well. I know he has had some injuries, but I mean, look at Taylor. Taylor missed quite a bit last year because of an injury.
Yep.
And coming off base, probably his worst season as a pro.
Yep.
And I'm not saying it's all his fault because I like Taylor. I hope Taylor's with the Colts, but they got to get this worked out because you can't have a guy that's disgruntled just there ruining or hurting your locker room chemistry either. We did find out Tim Anderson does not have a chin. But Ramirez gets suspended for 3 games. Anderson gets suspended for 6 games. So I guess Major League Baseball is saying if you're going to start the fight, don't get knocked out. If you get knocked out, you're getting 6 games.
Yeah, evidently.
Which he did. Which he did square up first, but he took off his stuff like he was really going to do something, and boom.
He tried to do something. It didn't work out.
The thing is, he hit him with this part of his hand.
Yeah,
because it was almost like a slap, but it was closed fist slap and knocked him out. So the hell? What are you over here doing, Pablo?
The drums.
He's right there now.
You playing some music, dude?
All right. Damien says, "What's your thoughts on SummerSlam and Jimmy turning on Jay?" I thought SummerSlam was a real solid show. I really liked it
too.
And I was fine with Jimmy turning on Jay. It kind of, I'm not gonna lie, it surprised me. That's not what I was expecting. I was expecting somebody to come out and maybe cost Roman or even if they cost Jay. I didn't think it was going to be Jimmy. Yeah, I thought it was going to be somebody else. Yeah. But no, I thought it was a real good. I thought it was a real good show. I enjoyed it.
If people say that it didn't make any sense, don't get me wrong. I didn't know they were going to do it. It caught me by surprise. But when you stop and look at, I watch all the SmackDowns and everything. Heyman's been saying it's all Jimmy's fault or all Jay's fault. What happened to Jimmy? And then also Jimmy admitted that he was jealous of Jay and that he shouldn't have been, shouldn't have been the tribal chief at one point. Line. Yeah, so it's within the storyline, definitely. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a really hard-hitting pay-per-view. Now, one thing I didn't think, and I just told you earlier, that I didn't think that main match was the best match on the show. My favorite match on the show, because of the storytelling and the way it was done and the way it ended, was the Cody match. That's just for me, my opinion. I love that Brock put him over. That wasn't planned. Cody didn't know he was going to do that. Triple H didn't know he was going to do that. Brock did that on his own. And then, but the Drew match was great. Of course, I thought the Seth Rollins and Finn Balor match was great. I thought the triple threat women's match started off a little slow, but it really picked up, and I liked the ending, and I liked the cash in. So I thought it was a real good show. Damien, what did you think of the show?
Yeah, I thought it was a real good show.
Now the boxing Saturday night, I think Diaz could beat him if he would have went after him earlier in the fight.
I think Diaz could have beat him too, because neither one. Let's just get this out of the way. Neither one of them are very good fucking boxers.
No.
You come down to just technically boxing. I know Paul's put a lot of work in it, but you could tell he's a guy that's still learning. He's not, because I mean, if he'd had if he'd been a real boxer, he could really hurt Diaz. There were spots where Diaz looked like he had Paul a little stunned and was going to be able to do something. It was irritating just because of who it was.
Do you think they do a MMA fight?
I hope they do, just because it's going to be funny. But I don't know if it'll happen.
Paul be a fool.
I think. Yeah. So. Oh yeah. Paul would be a fool. And for one thing was that with MMA too is Jake Paul's wanting to do it through that PFL, and I don't know if Diaz is. I don't think he does. I don't think he's under any kind of contract with UFC right now. That could, if he is, that could be a problem there. But I don't think Diaz is. So I could see it maybe happening. I know Paul does have a wrestling background, but it's not the wrestling that worries me. It's that jiu-jitsu, and I think Diaz submits him.
Damien, you're not wrong. I didn't understand how Cody got to use the stairs on him, pick up the stairs and use them. It's so convoluted a little bit. You can slam a guy into the table, you can throw him into the stairs, and it's never a disqualification. But if you pick up the stairs and use them, it's a disqualification, and it technically should have been a disqualification. So that was a disconnect, a little bit of a disconnect. But I still think it was a great match. But I do understand what you're saying.
I understand what you're saying, but we've also seen. I mean, we've seen where a referee has seen a low blow before and lets it go. I mean, it's not. I mean, we've seen it happen before, but yeah.
But I do see what you're saying, and my grandson said that as soon as it happened, he said that should have been and he was right. It should have been. I disagree with that.
Glenn, did you see the? Yeah. So if SummerSlam, and I know I'm gonna get hate for this, but fuck it. If SummerSlam really felt like a regular SmackDown or Raw show to you, what does AEW feel? What does the AEW pay-per-view feel like when you watch it? And because it has to feel like watching
Dynamite,
GCW or an independent show. I mean, if anybody that watch, and I understand people like different things, but if you watch SummerSlam and didn't think it felt like a pay-per-view,
I think,
or I don't understand that.
I think one thing, maybe they've made their entrance ways a lot smaller.
Yeah.
And where they used to be the great big stage.
Maybe it's
and I think the big stage now is just going to be for WrestleMania, because they're selling so many seats. They've announced it. They're going to do smaller entrances and stuff for that.
And the entrance and stuff didn't bother me.
No.
It was long. But I mean, I understand what you're saying. Though a lot of people are used to the big screens,
the big stage and screens, and they've cut that down.
I can understand that.
So I see that a little bit.
David said, "Oh, Double or Nothing was super trash." Hey, at least you're consistent, David. I'll give you that.
You're consistent. I mean, you're honest with your opinion.
Yeah, that's what I said. Everybody has their own opinion on it, but and I'm not. Was SummerSlam the best pay-per-view I've ever seen. No, but I thought it was pretty solid. But but
I
everybody
thought
has
Money in
their
the
own
Bank. I
opinion.
thought Money in the Bank was better, just a little bit better. And if you look at the matches, it shouldn't have been better, but I thought it was just a touch better overall, a little bit more exciting. But I thought some real hard hitting stuff, man. I thought Ricochet and Logan Paul was really hard hitting, and it really surprised me how hard hitting that was. And I thought they did a great job. And people was hating on that. I don't understand it.
Like I said, the only match that I didn't really care for was, and we'll talk about more tonight also, but was the Rousey and
Yep.
And it wasn't because of them. It was because of the style of match that they were trying to do.
Yep.
But other than that, I thought it was pretty good. Hey, how's it going, Billy? Billy said he had a nice 3-team parlay. Baltimore's Blue Jays, Tampa for $40, return $420.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. I do have a question for you. They during that Brock match, they mentioned that he had beat 16 Hall of Famers in his career. Brock had been. Do you think? And I know it wasn't for a title or anything, but do you think possibly that at this point in Cody's career that might be his biggest win ever, beating Brock? I know that's not the first time he beat him, but to win the series, to beat Brock, as big a star as Brock is, because Brock is a major star. I mean, people can say what they want, like Brock or not. He's a major star, and he sells tickets, and he gets viewers. That's just a fact, whether people like it or not. Same way with Roman Reigns. I mean, people, Roman's a major star, whether people like it or not. He just is.
Yeah.
I'd be willing to say that may be his biggest victory ever. I can't think of anybody in AEW that he beat would be any bigger. And I'm not putting down AEW. I'm just.
Did he beat Jungle Boy in AEW?
Probably not. That's my favorite, Jungle Boy. I just don't, and I don't dislike Jungle Boy, but I think they're trying to push him so hard that it's a disconnect for me. So I mean,
well, that's how a lot of people used to feel about Roman. Like when remember people used to. I should say used to. I still think there's people feel that way, but people used to, they just keep shoving them down our throats. They just keep shoving them down our throats.
I think they're trying to turn them into Dom now. I think that's the kind of heat they're going for. I don't think they're going to get it. That's just my opinion.
Dom,
Dirty Dom.
I'm interested to see where they go with the with Finn Balor and Damian Priest and all that as well.
I understand what you're saying about the Battle Royal, but the Battle Royal did exactly what they wanted to do. It introduced LA Knight on a bigger stage. And don't get me wrong, I know he's over already, but there's people that just watch pay-per-views. There's some people that don't watch every weekly show. And it put him in a Battle Royal, and stop and think about it. You had Sheamus as the last one he eliminated, and you had AJ Styles. He eliminated them two guys, the last two people he eliminated. That just, I mean, it's pushing him. And the Battle Royal wasn't a bad match either. And I enjoyed the Logan Paul Ricochet match. I think give Ricochet a chance to shine. I thought he did a good job.
Yeah, I thought it was good.
And whether people like it or not, Logan Paul's very good in the ring.
Yeah, I thought it was a good match.
Logan Paul does a good job in the ring. Chris, who would you rather watch? Would you rather watch Logan Paul or Jungle Boy?
Oh, I'd rather watch Logan Paul myself. But,
I mean, that's just me too. I mean,
a lot of people hate on him because of the way he's made his name. He's not. That's what a lot of that is they don't like that he wasn't a full-time wrestler that's worked his way up. He's a social media guy.
I understand that. I mean,
hey, you can tell he's put in the work, and it don't bother me.
He's delivering. That's
It'd be different if he came out there and went and. I can see people's point of view of hating on Ronda Rousey more than I can on Logan Paul.
But and I see that, but people got to remember when Ronda Rousey first came in, she went on tour. She went on tour and did house shows and stuff. So she put in work.
I'm just saying, if they kept putting, like they keep putting Ronda in on all these pay-per-views. And I know why, her name and her name, but just if you go by like what her work in the ring, there's other people I think you could be on those shows ahead of her. But I understand it goes by. Hey, if you're selling tickets, it really don't matter how good you are in the ring. It just, hey, if you're if you're a draw, that's what matters.
That's the name of the game.
Money. So I understand that, but I'm just saying I think, like I said, I can see people complaining about her more than I do Logan. Logan, I think that's good in the ring. So
the last quarter of WWE, I think they made $425 million the last 3 months. And that's a record. They're doing something right.
Oh yeah. Oh, I think it's been. I enjoy it. I think it's been good. But real quick before we do get out of here, my picks for today. I'll recap real quick. Reds plus 1.5, Twins money line, Red Sox money line, Yankees money line, and the Rangers at minus 1.5. Also, if you missed Summit Pro Wrestling yesterday, turn the page. We live streamed it yesterday in Greenfield, Indiana. Another real solid show. Go check it out on our YouTube page.
A lot of people did.
Twitch, and Twitter at Gonzo Sports Room and ASAP All Sports All Plays Network. If you'd like to check out the wrestling show from yesterday, like I said, it was another real solid show.
Yeah, real good show.
Yeah, Damien, I do think there was a lot of people that thought Bianca was
she did a hell of a job.
And then join us tonight 6:30 for GWR Gonzo's Wrestling Room. We'll talk SummerSlam. We'll talk some independent wrestling as well. So join us tonight, 6:30 p.m. Eastern for that.
You got your favorite matches now?
Some of them.
Okay, I bet you got one.
One, and then trying to think. Other than that, I know we're going to be at some wrestling show this weekend, but not 100% sure about if we'll be live yet or not. So we'll be working on that. Once I find that out, I'll let you know. But you got anything before we get out of here?
No, I don't. Damon did ask about what we thought about Kairi Sane coming back. I think it's a good move for WWE, and she's going to fit right back in.
Yep. No, I agree. Oh, yeah, join us tonight for GSR as well. So we got show at 6:30, got GSR 9 at 11. Probably won't be doing an easy money show tomorrow. Well, we might. I don't know. Depends on. I have an appointment out of town. Depends on what time we get back. When I get back in town, or not. If we get back in town in time, we'll do one. If not, we'll be back on Wednesday with Easy Money, a sports betting show. But if we can do one tomorrow, we will. A lot of it depends on, like I said, how long I have no idea how long this stuff's going to take tomorrow. But we appreciate everybody watching. Please hit that subscribe button on YouTube at Gonzo Sports Room. Like and follow on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, all at Gonzo Sports Room as well. That's where we post all the different information about our shows. Also, check out the ASAP All Sports All Plays Network on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, all social media. But hope everybody has a great Monday, and we will see you guys, maybe tomorrow, if not on Wednesday. Hopefully we'll see you guys tonight, 6:30 p.m. Eastern for GWR. Have a great night.